Hey guys, it's Mel. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been busy all day doing stuff for my eBay business, taking thousands of photographs and all the other stuff that happens in a day. But I'm finally getting some time today to start sorting through this cage of books. Last night I opened this one up to have a brief look inside it, and I was really quite pleasantly surprised. I ended up cherry picking some books from the top, getting them photographed straight away. I think this cage is going to be much more profitable than some of the other cages that I've already sorted through. Now, what I seem to be finding in this cage so far is there's a lot of railway books on railway tracks and trains. There's a lot of books on aircraft and aviation. There's a lot of books on animals, dogs, cats, bears, birds, all those kind of things. And there's also a few books that seem to be on like historical houses. So it's a little bit of a mix in here. But what I'm doing basically is I'm just going to try and create some piles of them over on the sorting bench. So I'm putting all the railway and the train piles in one, all the automotive cars, there's a lot on cars and transport. I'm putting those into a pile, putting all the ones on aviation into a pile. The other thing that was in here, there was quite a lot of books on sailing and like boating and stuff like that. So I'm creating a pile from those. Any of the books that I'm seeing that I instantly think these are going to be listed as individual books, I've been picking them out. And like I said last night, there was quite a few of them that almost excited me, and I just got them photographed straight away because I'm looking forward to putting some books into the store that are maybe worth a little bit more than what the other cages, which had a lot of fiction in them, and I was putting them in at $19.99. So I'm kind of like looking forward to finding some books in here that hopefully are worth a little bit more than that base rate that I'm putting into the store. So basically what I'm going to do now, you can watch me if you want while I do this. I'm just going to start pulling some of these books out, putting them into piles, and then once I go through those piles, I'll sort them out. But I have to show you one of the funniest books ever that I found yesterday. It just absolutely cracked me up. Dancing with Cats. This girl looks like she's kicking the cat up in the air. I don't know. If I tried to do that with my cat, who would just sit there like a lump staring at me and then just slowly blinking like as if to say, and then it would probably turn its head like, there's no way my cat's getting up there. And anyway, please can one of my viewers buy the Dancing with Cats book and please send me video footage of you dancing with your cats. Okay, looks like a couple of space books. Handling the Big Jets. Aviation books are actually quite good. So I've got some elephants. Okay, that one's in another language. We've got a few books on elephants here, which is random. What's this one? Panel beating and body repairing. I guess that one can go in the automobile. Insects, pests. There's one here in another language. What's this one? The ocean world. I don't know how many. I don't know if I'm better to just put all these animal ones in one big pile or try and, like, here's cows, elephants, cats. I might end up with too many piles. I might just have to do all the animal ones, and then I can change it then. Biostatistics. Statistic modelling of complex medical data. Well, that's random. Australian wildlife, pets of the year. So some of these pet ones, they're not going to be worth very much money, but I might be able to bundle some of them together. We'll see. Supernatural. Supernatural. That's definitely animals, but there's none jumping out at me straight away. What animal is that? That one's a maybe individual. Nature, birds, kittens, cliff dwellers, bilbies, birds. Animals. What animal is that? Yeah, this one almost looks like a... I might put that one on the kids pile. Camera studies of Australian birds. Legacy of the cat. WordPress for beginners. That's a bit odd. Wheels of Fortune. I wonder if this is a motor car. Yep, motoring. Automobiles. Cockatiel. Animal wisdom. I don't think these ones will be worth money. I might make a pile of ones that I don't necessarily think are going to be worth any money. I don't know what that one is. The horse. Nature library. There's quite a few here on cats. The railway. Actually, that one will go individually. Guide dogs, birds. Making money in the metaverse. Seabirds. I don't know, there's quite a few genres in this cage. Hunting and imaging comets. That's interesting. So there's definitely a few here on space. Space, pets, sea life, Australia on wheels. Oh, some of these books are heavy. Astronomy, building the world's first computers. So there's some computer. It's a weird niche to be stuck in here, like computer ones. Complete multi-engine pilot, another pilot book. Railways. No, that's like a magazine of some kind. I don't think that's going to be worth anything. That's a kid's book. A couple of kids' animal books. Steam trains, sailing techniques, and old railway lines. Okay, aviation, pilot manual, tall ships, car owner's manual. I found a couple of good car owner manuals last night. I was like, the car manuals often do very well. Another one on sailing, pilots, railway, and nope, that one won't be worth anything. What have we got here? Motor cars. wings. That kind of looks like a magazine almost. Space. What's this? A survival manual. That one can go in the waiting to list. My first pony. It's like a magazine. Dog training, the dog breeding and the caring and training of dogs. Yeah, I don't know what these old textbooks are. Circuits. Let's put them there for now. Microsoft Office. I don't think some of these old textbooks, they won't be worth any money. Cats. The newer textbooks can quite often bring quite a lot of money, or the manuals can bring good money. That looks like a Dr. Carl. Motor Racing, Yacht Designer's Sketchbook, Return of the First Fleet, and Queen Mary 2. So some more sailing and more motor racing. Yacht. Okay, some of these stacks are getting high. Some of these textbooks, I just don't know, but they look pretty old. True Australian Air Stories. Dirt bikes. Study guide. East Coast Pacific's trains. To be honest, I don't know a lot about train books. It's not a niche that I've heavily really been interested in the past. So it's not normally when I'm interested in a niche, then I naturally pick it up. Like I like cooking and I like looking at cookbooks, so I naturally pick them up. I like romance novels, I naturally pick them up. But like books on history and trains and they're not my highest specialty, if you know what I mean. But these kind of cages are fantastic because I get like a whole heap on those one genres, and then I can actually spend some time researching and learning. Like I occasionally will look at like a train book or an old railway book, and sometimes I'll pick one up and add it in. But like I've never had a big stack of them like this with that many train and railway books. So it's going to be a good learning exercise for me. And it's just hard for me because I can't really look at them so much from just with my eye to know exactly whether or not they're worth me listing. So some of them I can kind of tell by my eye, yep, that one's going to be worth it. And some of them I can't. Practical, and these textbooks, like if they're too old, they just won't be worth any money. Complete Book of Boating, I think that one will be right. A whole lot of ones on Dr. Carl. Is that his name? Dr. Carl? I'll just go as far as I can till I can reach in. And then The Living Bush, Caring for Your Cat. Railway, Ships Worldwide. That's an ex-library. There's a few magazines in here as well. The Car. Right, we've got some railway magazines. I'll just put them. Airliners of the World. Auto Restoration, From Junker to Jewel. More railway magazines. Okay. Horses Are Made to Be Horses. Riding Long Distance, Happy Dog. Wildlife Sound Recording. It's interesting. It's vintage. Penguin Planet. Feng Shui for you and your cat. Feng Shui. Cat World, a feline. I don't know. I've sold quite a few dog books in my time. I can't say I've sold cat books. So dog obedience training. That one might go okay. Australia's City Living. Right, now that might be a coffee table. People like these architecture kind of books. Might put that one in. Ugh. Oceans, Antarctica. Wild weather. What does that come under? Comes under, I don't know. Remote sensing of the environment. 100 catastrophic disasters. Life in the tall eucalyptus forest. That one might go okay. Sometimes books on eucalyptus can do very well. Studies in continental margin geology. No idea. Railways, aviation. Okay, my train and my aviation. There was a ship. Extreme weather. It's kind of cool. Let's put that there. Antarctica. Titanic. Bush camping with dogs. Gorillas, horse riding. Fleet Air. I don't know what book that has come from, so... Right, the climate crisis, exploring shipwrecks. Exploring shipwrecks. Well, books about diving are quite popular. Climate driving. Australia. It's a big book. Crocodile attack in Australia. How birds live. Face to face with lions. Small creatures. The Aviators. That looks like a fiction novel. Bird eggs and nesting habits. That one will probably go. The intelligence of animals. Birds, whales. Australian wildlife. Natural history of Australia's desert regions. Children's. Grizzly bears. Life. Animals. Water. No. Worth anything? So because these books are quite large, it's you can kind of all cats have Asperger's. They don't even count Asperger's anymore, do they? I think they got rid of Asperger's. Rescue dogs. I don't think Asperger's is even a syndrome anymore. They've just blurred it all into everything. Bucky Works. Australian Posse. Those textbooks look old and I'm almost positive they're not going to be worth money. Animal Migration. The Trackers, Geosystems. Yuck. There's a few books on weather. The Weather Makers. I don't know what that one is. That one, The Weather Makers. Federation Houses, Australians' own style, and modern industrial electronics. Animals. The Animal Whisperer. Now that book looks in very poor condition. It's on cars, but it's terrible condition, so I'm just going to get rid of that one. Australian Cottages. Flight. Century of Flight. Oops. A book about the MG car. Everyday Cat. Birds. None of these bird books are really jumping out at me at bird books that are worth money. Some of the bird books are worth really good money, but none of these ones are jumping out at me as like high-end bird books that I would cherry pick normally. So birdscaping, birds. I've never done a bundle of bird books, but I might in this case. Oh, a whole lot of dirt bike books. The iPad. Wow, that looks like the first ever iPad. Would somebody still want that? Like a manual or whatever on the first iPad, I suppose. I mean, we don't use it anymore, but... There's a few here on climate change. Climate change isn't a genre that I'm overly knowledgeable about. Climate change. Whoa. Okay. The power of the A1s, A2s and A3s, trains, British motorcycles, the air races, aviation's golden era, historic houses from the National Trust. I feel like that one might go all right. I hope those stacks aren't about to fall. Oh, these books are heavy. The iron and steel technology. Skyscrapers. It's a big coffee. Fabulous buildings that reach the sky. Provenance Interiors. I'll be listing that one. Historic courthouses of New South Wales. Sounds interesting. Contemporary Asian pools and gardens. Scientists debate Gaia. Interesting. I'll put it in the list pile. It looks like an interesting book that I can at least get $20 for. Dinosaurs. Put that in with the animals, I guess. Now, I've already seen that book, 2 of that book. More textbooks here, which I've got no idea about. Ecology and geosystems. I've got no idea how they sell. Look at my clean area now. It's all dirty again. Ooh, Excel applications for accounting. So random, this mix. Mathematical sciences. I don't think those ones will be worth anything. Cats. Porsche. Mysteries of the Rainforest. I think there's a few in that series. Australian Cottages and Earth Watch. So a survey of the world from space. There's 2 of that one. What's these textbooks? It's a big textbook. Digital signal processing. Mathematics. Okay, here we go. Windows, science, space. Keep the mathematic ones separate because mathematics textbooks can sometimes go pretty good for me. But again, these aren't ones that I recognise, so they might be just too old to be worth anything. What do we got here? Basic maths, chemistry, maths, Microsoft Publishers, Australians making a difference in water reform. Hidden Evidence, the story of forensic science and how it helped to solve 40 of the world's toughest crimes. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? Global warming. Adam Spencer's Top 100. Biosemitic. The Body Book. Mysteries of the World. They generally don't go very well for me. That's a kid's book, that one. I mean, some of these books you can just tell straight away looking at them they're not going to be worth any money. Dogs. The Flight of the Condor. That sounds cool. Those condors, they're massive, aren't they? Massive birds. I might take that one. That might be interesting. Textbooks. Intelligent credit scoring, regression and other stories, a first course in linear algebra, mathematics. They look like very old mathematics books. Talking with animals, maths, computers, dog, animal. Cats, dogs, birds. How to be your dog's best friend. Well, give it lots of love and it'll love you back. Sailing. A book about shells. It's random. These look like Time Life books. Yep, they are. I haven't sold these Time Life books before, but you can see they kind of got they're not really a leatherette, but they're like a plasticky cover with like a nice photograph on them. So obviously like a set. I just don't have my glasses on, but I think it says The Seafarers. So there's a whole lot of them here. So that'll be interesting to see. Some of these Time Life books, sometimes I bundle them together. Sometimes I sell them individually. I haven't sold these ones before. Like I've sold a lot of other ones that are in it, like a similar, but I haven't sold these ones. But hopefully these are worth it because they're actually in really nice condition. And there's a lot of them. In fact, let's look them up. The Seafarers, Time Life. Listed around $20 to $30 each book. Let's have a look at solds. Well, there's a bundle of 3 that have sold for $60. $32 Australian, free post. Yeah, these are definitely they're definitely selling, so that's reassuring. So I feel quite confident in those. There's a lot of them. Dogs, kids, dogs. Burmese cats, that's what I've got, Burmese cat. So there's 32 of those books, but I think there might be a couple more just down here. Oh, these ones are slightly different. The aeronauts. No, these ones are a little bit different. Oh, that one's totally... You can see this one? The whole book's... the whole book, so that one's going. Yeah, that's a good... Hopefully those are good. 32 of them. Hopefully, look, if they all sold for $30 and there's 32 of them, happy days. Happy days. The straw bale house. That's interesting. That'll go up straight away. Pacific Edge. Contemporary architecture on the Pacific Rim. I might do that one individually. Just gonna... I don't know if I want to make the piles there too much bigger. I might just look through some of these. I might put some of these smaller books, just leave them in here for a bit. Oh, that's a nice looking book. One can go. Small Ship's Manual. Amazing retreats under the Nordic skies. Seaside houses. These look like environmental science. Complete illustrated encyclopedia of boating. I think I'll list that one. Weather, storm watches, vertebrae life, engineering your future. That won't be worth anything. Okay, that one's in another language, so I might set that one aside. There's a few books on Antarctica. I don't really feel like they're going to go great on their own, so I might... Miracle Planet. What's this one? Early formative period of coastal something. No idea. Architect. Problem solving in conservation biology and wildlife management. Okay, what do we got here? Iron and steel technology. Okay, magazines. Never seen these ones. Iron and steel technology. But I'm sure we can bundle them up and give them a go. Let's put them aside. Now, Trump, he's a little bit controversial at the moment, isn't he? Trump Tower. Wow, this is like the early days where they were building the tower. Trump Tower. Okay, I'm going to list that one just because he is a little bit controversial at the moment. I'm not here to get into politics. So let's not give our thoughts on Trump. Let's just try and list books that will sell for profit. Okay. Practical Pole Homes. Lost Glories, a memorial to forgotten Australian buildings. That one looks good. I'm going to list that one. Exploring Nature's Secrets. I'm going to put that Learn to Become Pilot. What do we got here? Climate change. Just some small books here. I might keep the small ones in here. Now this Dr. Carl, I've got a whole lot of him over the other side. The Forgotten Pollution. There's a lot on like environmental, climate change, which I just don't know enough about to. There's another one of those books. Oriental Architecture in the West. A few architecture books here. The Architectural Gems of Warrawee. Incorporating the history of Knox Gardens. That one I'll keep and I'll list straight up. Engineering Your Future. Scrivener for Dummies. I like these dummies books. I mean, they're not worth a huge amount, but some of them will move along. Don't know about that one, but no, I don't even know what that is. Scrivener. What is this? House of Dr. Carl. How many books has this guy written? There's a nice architecture book here. Sustainable, Clever Design. Just some more basic animal books here. Horse, Wild Animals. The Royal Yacht. Early Locomotives. Motorcycles. First Fleet. Saving the Animals. Engineering. The Great Book of Trains. This one's interesting. Equine, horse medicine and surgery. That one will probably list up. Australian waterbirds, horses, and just some little books down there. Right, these ones are going in the discards. So these books are all picked out to photograph. So I'm just going to put the big ones. So I'm going to kind of 3 sizes, I guess. 2 sizes. Small books, bigger books. I'm pretty happy with some of these books. It's an interesting assortment today. Now my waiting to photo poll, it looks a bit messy here, guys, but this bench here was full to the brim right up, and so was this, and there was stacks down here. So I am getting my way through the photo poll. I've also cleared some down in the bottom shelf that were down there. So I really just, once I probably stack some of this up against the wall and everything again to get it off the floor, it's not going to look nearly as bad as it is. I can also stack some more up here. I can see these kind of books, they can just go up there into the pile as well. So I'm actually getting through it more than it looks. I might actually put these ones near the photo pile. All these like sea warfares. Is that what it was called? I can't even read this up this close now. The Seafarers. I can't even read it. Anyway, The Seafarers by Time Life Books. They're all really good condition, but those kind of books, they're actually quite heavy because of the types of covers and stuff that they've got on them. Let's have a look. What do they weigh? It's like 1 kilo for one book. So, I mean, I could lot them together into lots of like 4 or probably 4, but I think I'm just going to try and sell them like as sell them as individual. And then I guess I can try and sell them individually for about $30. And then whatever doesn't sell, maybe in a few months I might try lotting them up. But I think I'll try and sell them individually first, because $30 for an individual book is pretty good. And these will be very easy for me to list because they're all the same, Time Life Books by the Seafarers, but then they're like different. The Men of War, the Northwest Passage, the Dreadnoughts, the Men of War. So the listing becomes very easy because it's just pretty much all the item specifics for a book like that pretty much stay exactly the same. It's a hardcover book, it's by Time Life Books, the series is the same. The only thing you've got to basically change is that name of book, like the Men of War or whatever. And so you can pretty much just do a straight copy and paste of the whole listing. Like it's just sell similar, sell similar. So to list all of these books, very, very fast and, very easy to photograph as well. So there's a little bit of double handling going on here, but I couldn't really fit the trolley in over there. So now, the only thing I'm going to have to make sure is there's like double ups here. So just here I can see there's 2 Men of Wars. So when I'm photographing, I just need to make sure that I don't put like 2 of the same really on the same shelf. Those ones are different. So what I'll probably do in that instance is I probably should look first. I probably should work that out now. That's like being lazy of me. If I just put them down, yeah, anyway, let's do this now. Silly me. The Men of War, Northwest Passage. I mean, they might not all have Pacific Navigations. Whalers, Pacific Navigations. Now I just saw that one. The Whalers. It's the Northwest Passage. Where did I see that? Yeah. The Luxury Yachts. Now I saw that one somewhere, didn't I? No? Oh, there, the luxury lots. Okay, I should be just looking at the pictures, it'd probably be easier. The racing yachts. So those ones all look like they've got 2. Now I'll just double check these ones are 1. The racing yachts. Yeah. The Windjammers. the dreadnoughts, the great liners, the ancient, right, the U-boats, the Venetians, the Atlantic crossing. Right, so these ones are all individual. So what I might do, let's make two. So we got the luxury yachts, the whalers, then they can go onto different shelves. So it can be two like photo piles. Now this one's got 3, so we've got 1, 2, then we'll put this one over here onto that pile where they were all individual. So 2, just don't want these to fall off. Okay, now we've got the great liners, 2, we've got the great liners, 1, we'll put the great liners here, so that goes on a different shelf. And now we've got 3 stacks, so they'll go across on 3 different shelves, and that way there'll be no double ups on the shelf. So when I'm picking, I don't have to worry about looking, oh, is there 2 of that book or whatever, because they are in slightly, some of them might be in slightly different conditions. Maybe some have got pen in them or marks on them. But I'm going to put that one like that, this one next to it, and I just got a random tub underneath here. This one here I'm going to put on the bottom. So that's the 3 separate piles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these sitting on the trolley. Tomorrow when I come in, I'll photograph these straight away, because I don't like to keep things on the trolley for as because I want to use the trolley. So anytime I put things on the trolley, I kind of make it a priority to get those things photographed even before the shelves, because I am utilizing the trolleys more and more and more. Like it's taken me a little while to get into the habit to remember sometimes to use a trolley, but I've got 3 of them now and I keep them spread around and I am remembering to use them more. So this is going to go up here. Perfect. Oh, these 2, they were both random. They can just go up here. Now it's 5:30 in the afternoon. I've been here since about 7:30 this morning, so I'm feeling pretty tired. I think I'm going to call it a day now after doing that sorting. I feel good. I've got things going into piles. Once they're in piles, it becomes much easier to like look at it pile by pile rather than cage by cage. When you're looking at a whole cage, it can be like very, very daunting. But even just to get through that much of a cage, even that quickly, I feel really quite good about that. There's a lot of bigger books in there, so it's not like the kids' books where they're all this thin and then it just feels like there's thousands and thousands of them. That cage actually feels like I'm going to make a lot of money from that cage, so it's kind of exciting when you get a cage. I can't say, like when I was doing some of those fiction cages, I was feeling like, oh my goodness, there's a lot of work in here for like a lot of low-end books, but doing that cage, I really feel like, oh, this is good. I'm going to make some money from these cages. I'll still make money from the fiction cages for sure. For sure, I'll still make money. But it is nicer to sell books that are in that higher profit margin, that sit more up around your metrics and actually what you want. Because ideally, I don't want to be filling my store up with $20 books. That's not my ideal. So this is better. I feel much better about it. Anyway, so I might pack up for the day and I'll come back tomorrow ready to go. Probably more photos first thing in the morning and then more sorting. That's it. Thanks for watching me sort, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.